let us start with transient analysis in RL and RC circuits. So here we will understand what is meant by transient analysis and then analyze first order RL and RC circuits, how it responds to DC supply. So basically what is meant by transients? You actually come across this concept in day-to-day life. That is when you are switching on or off a TV, or when you have the charger plugged in. If you had the LED over there in the laptop charger, you could observe this transient. That is when you are switching on the TV, it will take some time for the TV to get on. Similarly, when you are offering it, immediately the LED won't go off. That duration, we call it as the transient duration. Generally, the analysis of RC and RL circuits, we do the same way as we do for any resistive circuits. However, in case of resistive circuits, we write the equation and we get it in the form of a algebraic equation, whereas in RC and RL, we get in the form of differential equation. So there it basically differs, and the RC and RL circuits are called the first order circuits, as you will be having first order terms in the equation. So with differential equation, you could either solve it using a partial differential equation, that is the form you write, the complementary function, the particular integral, all those things, or you could solve it using Laplace transform. We will see it with respect to Laplace transform. So these RC and RL circuits, you can excite the circuit in two ways. That is, as you are having inductor and capacitor component, they are storage elements. So if there is some initial energy stored in the inductor or capacitor, without any external source also the circuit can function. So that is the first type. We call it as the source free circuit, where initial condition of the storage element is there in the circuit. We assume that there is energy initially stored in the capacitive or inductive element, and this energy causes the current to flow in the circuit and is generally dissipated in the resistors. So the circuit will be free of independent sources. However, it may have dependent sources. And the second type of exciting the circuit is having independent sources connected to the circuit. The source may be AC or DC. Such circuit we call it as the source driven circuit. Next we shall see some basic definitions. So as I was mentioning, transient. So whenever a circuit is switched from one condition to another, that is on to off or off to on, or in some cases you may moving the switch from one position to another. So you will be seeing problems based on all these cases actually. So when a circuit is switched from one condition to another, either by a change in applied source or a change in circuit elements, there is a transitional period during which the branch currents and element voltages change from the former values to newer ones. So when you are doing that operation, that is on to off or off to on, there are some changes happening which gives different values of branch currents and voltages. That is what is called the transient. So once the transient has passed, the circuit is said to be in the steady state. It is very minimal duration actually. The transient generally happens in a very short duration. After that, the circuit reaches the steady state. However, we need to see this transient response also in many cases. So for that purpose, we study this. The operation of circuits before they reach the steady state conditions is referred to as the transient response. And we come across terms called natural response and forced response. So natural response means in a circuit containing storage elements which are independent of the sources. That is, you do not have any external sources in the circuit. You are having only storage element and resistors. The response depends on the nature of the circuit. So if you are having an inductor or capacitor or both, depending on the element, you will be having a response in the circuit. That we call it as the natural response. Next is the forced response. So when you are having an external source in the circuit, the response will be based on that particular nature of the source. So that we call it as the forced response. So this natural response, we can also call it as the transient response, because it will be there for very few duration. That is, if you are switching on a device, so it will be taking some time. If the storage element has some charge, it will be working with that element's energy. So it will be there for some time. That is why we relate this natural response to transient response. And the forced response is also called as the steady state response. And as I was mentioning, the solution to differential equation, you can give it as complementary function and particular integral. So in that case, the complementary function correspond to that of the natural response. So if you remember, you will have the complementary function in the exponential form. So that correspond to the natural response, and the particular integral correspond to that of the forced response. And you need to have one thing in mind when we do the analysis of RL and RC circuits for transients. That is, the inductor acts as short circuit to DC and the capacitor acts as open circuit to DC. This is important point you need to remember. So first let us see the source free RL circuit. So here you are given with a RL circuit. So let us consider the source free RL circuit as shown in figure, and let us consider initial current in the inductor to be I0. So as the name mentions, it is source free. You don't have any external energy source in the circuit. So the inductor is having a initial energy and we call it as the initial current I0. So now in this circuit applying KVL, so we initially saw everywhere, it may be the RL circuit or RC circuit, we are going to apply Kirchhoff's laws only. So here let us consider this as a series connection and let us say we are applying KVL. So here L into di by dt plus R into I of t is equal to 0. Next what we do is I divide the whole equation by L such a way that I have the highest order term with coefficient 1 in it. Okay. That will help me in applying the Laplace transform and taking inverse easier. That's the reason why we are doing this. So you will be having this as di by dt plus R by L into I of t equal to 0. So taking the Laplace transform, we have for di by dt, we know the Laplace transform is s into I of s minus I of 0 minus. So if I consider that I am having a switch over here, I am closing this at t is equal to 0. So just before closing the switch, what was the initial condition? So that's why we mention it as 0 minus just before closure, and just after closure also it is going to have the same value. Immediately the inductor or capacitor is not going to let out all the energy go away. So we have s into I of s minus I of 0 minus plus R by L into I of s is equal to 0. So now substituting this I of 0 to be I0 because that is the initial current in the inductor. So we substitute this I of 0 to be I0. So we have the equation as S plus R by L into I of S is equal to I0. So from this we get I of S is equal to I0 by S plus R by L. Now we know the inverse Laplace transform. If you are having it in the form 1 by S plus A, the inverse Laplace transform is e power minus at. So taking inverse Laplace transform for this, we get I0 into e power minus R by L into t amps. So this will be the current. Now here we define a term called the time constant, which you are very well aware of. So here we define the time constant as L by R. So your equation for I of t becomes I0 e power minus t by tau amps. So the natural response of the RL circuit is the exponential decay of the initial current. So initially the inductor had the current of I0. So as it is connected to the resistor, the current will be decaying like this, and approximately around 5 time constant, it will be reaching a steady state. So this is about the source free RL circuit. Next, we shall see the source driven RL circuit. So let us consider an RL circuit with external supply Vs, and let us also assume that this Vs is applied to a series RL circuit at rest. It implies the inductor does not have any initial energy stored in it. So here we could actually see as we are closing the switch, that is this Vs is applied. So as we are closing the switch, the inductor will be charging exponentially and reaching the steady state. So that we will see. So here for t greater than 0, the switch is closed. So you will be having a simple series circuit with Vs energizing the circuit. So now writing the equation by applying KVL, we get R into I of t plus L into di by dt is equal to Vs. Now again, as I mentioned, making the first order term coefficient to be 1, I have the equation as di by dt plus R by L I of t equal to Vs by L. Now taking Laplace transform, again this is the same thing, and you know Laplace transform of a constant is whatever the constant value into 1 by s. Okay, va? So we have this term over here, and here as I mentioned, you don't have any initial current in the inductor, so this I of 0 minus value will be equal to 0. So now our equation will now be I of s into s plus r by L is equal to Vs by L divided by s. So from this we have I of s equal to Vs by L divided by s into s plus r by L. So now we need to apply partial fraction, and so far we are seeing the Cauchy residue theorem. The same way we can find the values of a and b over here. So we get the value of a to be Vs by r and b to be minus Vs by r. So now substituting these values in this particular equation, we get I of s is equal to Vs by r divided by s plus minus Vs by r divided by s plus RL. So now taking inverse Laplace transform, we know the inverse Laplace transform for 1 by s is 1, and just we saw 1 by s plus a is e power minus at. So with respect to that, we have I of t is equal to Vs by r minus Vs by r into e power minus r by L into t amps. Taking Vs by r outside, you will be having this Vs by r into 1 minus e power minus t by tau. So this is the current in the circuit. Now if we are to find the voltage drop across the inductor, we find it as V of t is equal to L into di by dt. So taking differential of this I of t, you will be getting V of t to be Vs into e power minus r by L into t. So this will be the current response and this will be the voltage response, because we said as you are energizing the circuit for a long time, the inductor will act like a short circuit for DC. So the voltage will die out over here after some time. So this is the current and voltage response for a source driven RL circuit. Next we shall see source free RC circuit. So generally what we do is, in case of RL, we will try to write the equations in terms of current, whereas in case of RC, we try to write the equations in terms of voltage. That is just for our convenience. Because in case of capacitor, if you are going to write the value in terms of current, you will be having V of t is equal to 1 by C integral I dt. That will be somewhat difficult for us to analyze the things. So what we do is, just for our convenience, we write the equations in terms of voltage in a RC circuit. So here let us consider the source free RC circuit as shown, and let us consider the capacitor to have an initial voltage V0. That is, it is having some charge stored in it, and so you have an initial voltage V0. So here with RC circuit, what we do is, that is, we consider a node over here and consider this to be our reference, and we apply KCL. So we write the currents IC plus IR equal to 0. So IR is nothing but V by R and IC is nothing but C into dV by dt. So with that we have C into dV by dt plus V by R is equal to 0. So again, making the quotient of the first order term 1, we have dV by dt plus 1 by RC V of t equal to 0. Now here again taking Laplace transform, this is the same thing. Here V of 0 minus is V0, as we have considered initial charge in the capacitor to be V0. So with respect to that, we have V of s is equal to V0 by s plus 1 by RC. So taking inverse Laplace transform, we get V of t is equal to V0 into e power minus t by RC. Here we consider this RC as the time constant. So always remember, in case of RC circuit, the time constant is RC, and in case of RL circuit, the time constant is L by R. So with respect to this, we have the voltage response like this. The initial voltage will be dying out after around 5 time constant. You could actually try plotting this. That is, consider for t is equal to 1 tau, you will have this 0.368 V0. Then for 2 tau, the value will go further less. Almost around 5 tau, you will get the value to be very minimum. Next, the source driven RC circuit. So similar to what we did with source driven RL, here also we consider the circuit to be at rest initially, and we are applying a DC source. So when the switch is closed, we are applying the DC source of value Vs. So here again, considering this as the node point, and let this be the reference. So applying KVL. So here this would be your IR and this will be your IC. So for the current through the capacitor, we have C into dV by dt, and for current through the resistor, we have V of t minus Vs divided by R, because applying KCL at this particular node. So we have the equation to be V of t minus Vs by R. So that is equal to 0. Now simplifying the equation, making the first order term to be having coefficient 1, you will be having dv by dt plus 1 by rc v of t equal to vs by rc. Now here the circuit is at rest, so the initial value v of 0 minus will be equal to 0. So simplifying this equation, we get v of s is equal to vs by rc divided by s into s plus 1 by rc. So again taking partial fraction and finding the value of a and b, we will be having v of s is equal to vs by s minus vs by s plus 1 by rc. So simplifying, we have v of t is equal to vs into 1 minus e power minus t by tau volts. So this is the voltage response for the circuit, and finding the current, I of t is equal to c into dv by dt. So from this equation, differentiating this v of t and substituting over here, we get I of t is equal to vs by r into e power minus t by tau. So I was mentioning the capacitor will act as a open circuit. So the current will obviously die out, only the voltage value exists. So this is the basic thing with respect to RC and RL circuit. Let us see some problems. So here the first problem, find current I, voltage across resistor and inductor. So you are given with a circuit which has 60 volt supply, 30 ohm resistor and 15 Henry inductor. Now the switch is closed at t is equal to 0. So here they did not mention anything about the initial value of current in the inductor. So we have to consider I of 0 minus to be 0 over here. So once the switch is closed, your circuit will look like this. So applying KVL, we will have 15 di by dt plus 30 I of t is equal to 60. Now, as I mentioned, making di by dt term with coefficient 1, we have di by dt 2 into I of t equal to 4. Now taking Laplace transform, we get s into I of s minus I of 0 minus plus 2 into I of s is equal to 4 by s. So we get I of s equal to 4 by s into s plus 2. Finding a and b, we get a is equal to 2 and b is equal to minus 2. So this will be the I of s, and taking inverse Laplace transform, we get I of t is equal to 2 into 1 minus e power minus 2t amps. So the first thing in the question, you have to find current, that we have done it. Next, we have to find the voltage across resistor and inductor. So to find voltage across the resistor, we know V is equal to IR. So with respect to that, we have VR of t is equal to 60 into 1 minus e power minus 2t, as the value of R is 30 ohms and L is 15 Henry. So L into di by dt. So differentiating this I of t and multiplying with 15, you will get VL of t is equal to 60 into e power minus 2t. So here one thing is, so by seeing the circuit, you can say this is a source driven RL circuit. In case if they ask such question for 2 marks, you can directly use the formula. So we have this V of t is equal to Vs into e power minus R by L into t, and I of t is Vs by R into 1 minus e power minus R by L into t. So you can directly use the formula also, but everything is based on the marks given to you. If they are asking this for big question, that is 6 marks or 10 marks, you have to do the entire thing. So this is one simple example. Next we shall see second problem. Here you are asked to find the current through 5 Henry inductor at t is equal to 200 milliseconds. If you see the circuit, the switch is opened at t is equal to 0. So after opening of the switch, you have to find current through the inductor at t is equal to 200 milliseconds. So we need to do the analysis with respect to the switch positions. So for t less than 0, your circuit is this way. That is, you will be having this 40 ohm, then the 24 volt, then this 10 ohm and 5 Henry. I have just, these two are in parallel, so I have just drawn this 40 ohm resistor in this position. So here, as the circuit is being energized for a long time, the inductor will be acting as a short circuit. So now you need to find the current through this 10 ohm resistor to give the initial value of current in the inductor. So here, with respect to that, you can find the current through this to be 2.4 amps. You can either find it as this 40 ohm and 10 ohm are in parallel and finding total I, and then you could apply current division rule to find the current through this 10 ohm resistor, or you can directly say as these two are in parallel, here also you are going to have the 24 volt across this 40 ohm resistor. So directly you can say that the IL will be 24 divided by 10. So we have found the initial current in the inductor. Now we need to draw the circuit once the switch is open. So the opening of the switch, that is 40 greater than 0, the 24 volt supply is disconnected from the circuit. So here you had the 24 volt actually, so that is now disconnected. So this is our circuit when the 24 volt supply is disconnected. So now for this circuit, we write the equation by KVL. We have 5 into dIL by dt plus these two are in series. So 50 IL of t equal to 0. So dividing this whole thing by 5, we have this equation. Now taking Laplace transform, we have s into IL of s minus IL of 0 minus plus 10 into IL of s is equal to 0. And we found IL of 0 to be 2.4 amps. So with respect to that, IL of s is equal to 2.4 by s plus 10. And taking inverse Laplace transform, we have 2.4 into e power minus 10t. Now we need to find the value of current through the inductor at t is equal to 200 milliseconds. So substitute this t is equal to 200 milliseconds and give the value for current. So we get 324.81 milliamps. Next we shall see problems using RC circuit. So here with the third problem, you are given at t is equal to 0 minus, just before the switch is closed, DC equal to 100 volt. That is, initial charge in the capacitor is given as 100 volts. So just before closing of the switch, you are said that the VC value to be 100. Now you are to obtain the charge and current transients. That is, you are to find I of t and Q of t. So here with RC circuit, as I said, for easier value, we consider this to be the node point. Let this be 0. So applying KCL at this particular node. So here as the voltage is considered to be VC, we take it as 40 micro into dVC by dt plus VC by 400 equal to 0. Now dividing by 40 micro, you will have this equation, and taking Laplace transform, you have SVC of S minus VC of 0 minus plus 62.5 VC of S is equal to 0. So now you are given with the value initial voltage in the capacitor as 100 volt. So we substitute VC of 0 to be 100. So we get VC of S is equal to 100 by S plus 62.5. So taking inverse Laplace transform, we get VC of t is equal to 100 into e power minus 62.5 t volts. So now we have the voltage. You have to find charge Q and current I. So finding the charge Q is equal to CV. This you all very well know. So with respect to that, C is given as 40 microfarad, and multiplying with this VC, you will be getting Q of t to be 4 into e power minus 62.5 t millicoulomb, and current can be given as rate of change of charge. So you can give it as dq by dt. So with that you get I of t to be minus 250 e power minus 62.5 t milliamps. Next, another problem. Here again RC circuit, you are given with a source over here. So here the switch is closed at t equal to 0, at which moment the capacitor has charge Q naught equal to 500 microcoulomb with polarity indicated. So here initially the capacitor is having a charge Q naught. So if it is having charge, you can find the voltage from it. Just now we saw Q is equal to C into V. So you are given with Q and you know the value of C. So you can find the initial voltage in it. However, you have to see to the polarity in this. So here the polarity is actually inverse if we are considering this to be the reference. So you need to be careful while finding the initial voltage across the capacitor. So now considering the voltage drop across the capacitor as VC of t. So let me consider this voltage to be VC of t. So now if we apply KCL at this particular node, you will be having 20 micro into dVC by dt plus VC minus 50 divided by 1K equal to 0. So simplifying this equation, we get this. Now we need to find VC of 0 because you are given with the initial charge. So VC of 0 is obtained like this. Q is equal to C into V. So V is equal to Q divided by C. So as the polarity was inverted, here we give a minus sign over here. So we get the initial voltage across the capacitor to be minus 25 volts. Now substituting that in the equation, we get Vc of S into S plus 50 is equal to 2500 by S minus 25. Now making partial fraction for all these and substituting, you will get Vc of S is equal to 50 by S minus 75 by S plus 50. So taking inverse Laplace transform, we get V of t to be this thing. Again, if you want to find the current, C into dV by dt and the charge transient at all the times. So that will be obtained as C into Vc of t. So this is how we do these transient analysis. So to summarize, circuits that contain resistance and either capacitance or inductor are termed as first order circuits. Operation of circuits before they reach steady state conditions is referred to as the transient response. Then the natural response is the response due to the nature of the elements in a circuit without any external source. And the forced response is the response obtained when external source is applied to a circuit. So here I have given 3 problems for practicing. We shall see more problems tomorrow. That is, today we have just seen the basic things, that is where you have an initial charge and the switch is closed or the switch is open. Tomorrow we shall see problems where the switch will be moved from one position to another and all those cases. So thank you guys.